Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Today I'm really excited to be announcing a pretty large new range of Era 1 rolling stock. I've often looked at some of those old drawings and plates from the Liverpool and Manchester Railway and really wished that I could recreate some of these trains in model form. And last year I made some progress towards that when I launched my Era 1 coal wagons, and I was so happy with these wagons. They worked really well and they were super popular as well. They actually sold out within a couple of hours. However, they were just two wagons and they were nothing like the massive variety that you see in these old drawings. And it's really this variety that I'm hoping to achieve this time. So today I officially announced two new Era 1 train packs which are available on Etsy right now, links in the description, and they are as follows. The first pack is the Livestock train pack, and this contains 3 wagons which are for sheep or similar sized livestock. As you can see, you get 3 of these livestock wagons, and these are resin plastic hybrids, which makes them nice and robust but also super detailed. This pack is available on Etsy right now, links in the description, for £39.99, and that is exactly half the price of Hornby's L&MR sheep wagons. And the wagons in my pack are not based on the passenger coach chassis as Hornby's are. Mine are based on a purpose-built chassis which I created using drawings. More on this pack later. The second train pack is what I'm calling the mixed goods train pack, and in this pack you get 4 wagons instead of just 3, and each of them are different. So in this pack are the 2 coal wagons from last time. Lots of people were asking me to do more of those, so both of those wagons are coming back in this pack. But there's also 2 new wagons in this pack as well. The first new wagon is a flatbed wagon, which is complete with a load of super detailed resin barrels. I can't wait to show you these barrels up close. They are super detailed. And then the second new model is a bit of something different. I'm calling this a treasure chest van, which is a what-if van. So it is fictional, but I thought it would be really fun to introduce a van into Era 1. Not strictly realistic, but I'm personally really happy with this. And this pack is available right now for £49.99, which works out at about £12.50 per wagon. I really am doing my best to keep the prices reasonable with these. And my third offering today is a pack of additional barrels. Yeah, I like these so much that I decided to offer these as a standalone pack, so you can get 5 of these resin printed barrels for £4.99. Not a huge number of these available, but if you want to pick one up, I do have some available right now. Now, just like last time really, unfortunately the numbers of these packs are pretty limited, and last time they did sell out within a few hours. So if you do miss out and you want to get some of these, I do apologise, but if you act quickly, I'm hoping you should get a chance of being able to get one. If you do miss out, I do apologise, of course. I'm only doing this by myself, so it's not possible for me to make sort of thousands of these things, but I am hoping to do more Era 1 in the future, so not to worry too much. Also, please bear in mind that these models are homemade. They are created by me right here in this room. They are created on my consumer 3D printers and they are hand assembled personally by me. And as much as I have put my heart and soul into these wagons, they're not quite at the same standard as professionally manufactured models. You will be able to see slight layer lines in the bodywork, that kind of thing. So please do bear that in mind during your purchase. And thank you so much for your support if you do decide to go ahead and buy a couple of packs. For now though, let me show you exactly what you get in these 2 packs. So first of all, let's talk about the livestock wagons, and I think these are my favourites of today's models because partly they are made from resin, which means they are super fine and detailed. So you get the 3 wagons, as you can see here, and you also get your accessories bag, which for this pack just contains couplings. So let me open up one of these wagons. Well, I might as well open them all up for you and show you what you get. Now, if I pull this wagon out, you can see that it does have a sheep inside it, pre-fitted. No, these are actually just little packaging peanuts which I put into these just to stop the wagons getting crushed. So obviously these are not sheep. You're going to pull these out. Now, speaking of being crushed, I have noticed that in transit these can get a little bit squashed. So it is necessary, well, it may be necessary for you to just gently bend these back into shape. And because the resin is quite flexible, you can do this without any trouble really. So as you can see, that has returned to its shape. Yeah, it's annoying about that, but it is easily fixed. And if you've got any issues, do let me know. Let me pull the others out then, and I'll show you what the three look like together. Yeah, these were great to produce because obviously a frustration with the pure plastic models is that you can't really put that much detail into them. And with these being quite a complex structure with these bars, I really didn't want to just rely on the plastic to make these. So yeah, this one was a real triumph for me. Let's pull the last one out. Okay, pull the sheep out. There we go. And the third wagon, that one, yeah, tiny little bit squashed there. So let me just open up the sides. And there we go, that's returned to its original shape. So there you have it, 3 of the new Livestock wagons. Do bear in mind the resin parts are going to be quite fragile on here, so do try not to sort of squash them or crush them or whatnot, and you should be fine with those. Okay, in terms of couplings then, I have updated the coupling system for all of today's wagons. So as you can see, the coupling hooks I provide are a little bit larger and more robust. That just makes sure that they're going to last. And I've also upgraded the coupling hooks on the wagons as well, so that they accept these coupling bars a little bit better. And as you can see, the bars don't slip down the hooks anymore, which makes them easier to couple. They are of course still compatible with the Hornby chain couplings, so if you want to use those you can do, although I do recommend that you use the bars supplied with these wagons because they are purpose designed to fit. Like with last year's coal wagons, the couplings are NEM, so you can actually pull these hooks out like this if you want to, and each of these packs comes with a pair of NEM tension lock couplings which you can insert instead, and that of course allows you to couple these wagons up to pretty much anything you want as long as it's got NEM couplings. So with that, let me get these down onto the track for you and I'll show you how these run. Here comes the free rolling test there, and I put a lot of care into the design of the axle boxes because obviously it's really important that these Era 1 wagons are free rolling enough to be hauled easily by the small Era 1 locos. And as you can see, yeah, for such a light piece of rolling stock, rolling all the way down to the signal box there is pretty good. And this is what they look like coupled up behind Stephenson's rocket. Yeah, like I say, I think these are my favourite of the new lot of wagons. Yeah, the resin bodies just make it, don't they? And it's all coupled up. I'm using the bar couplings that I provided rather than the Hornby couplings, but like I say, they are compatible too. So the improvement to the coupling design means that they stay coupled better in both directions. So before, I think if you gave them a good jolt in reverse, you could get an uncoupling. Well, now that's not happening. In fact, I could probably give it a full immediate change of direction. Yeah, they do seem to be much more reliable now, and I say seem to be. Obviously this took a lot of testing and time to get right, but yeah, that is a big improvement, I think. So only a lightweight loco, of course, but because they are so free rolling, 3 of these is, well, I'm hoping, I've not actually tried this with Rocket yet, but I'm hoping will be an easy task for Rocket. So with that, let's go. Not too fast because I don't want to cheat. Let's see what it looks like. All right, here we go. Oh, it's just so exciting seeing your own creation run behind Rocket. And of course the 3D printed chassis and such, they're not going to have the same fidelity as, let's say, on the Hornby ones, but they're still quite a step up in terms of accuracy because the chassis are the right length this time, and they look a lot more like the real thing. So there you have it. As you can see, they stay coupled and they stay on the track. Glad to see it. And next I should put them over the nasty points. Obviously I do this to other manufacturers' stuff, so I think it's only fair that I should try it with something of mine. Alright, here we go. I think this is going to be a test of the couplings more than anything else, but we shall see. Yes, I'm feeling nervous. Right, let's see. Open up the points. Let's back it up. Looking good so far. Yep, well done beauties, nice work. Pull it forwards. A little bit faster. Alright, let's do a full speed version of the test. Let's pull it forward so that they're up to speed when they get to the points. No cheating. Here we go. Alright, nice stuff. So stable on points and the couplings perform pretty well. Right, let me show you the other pack. Okay, let's move on and talk about the mixed goods pack, which of course comes with 4 wagons. And because there's a bit more to these wagons, there's a slightly heftier accessories pack with these. So let's start off and open up the coal wagons. So like I say, you get the pair of coal wagons that I developed last year. These were so popular that I couldn't not re-release these. So this one is the single coal bunker variant. As you can see, this has just one large coal bunker rather than the 2 smaller ones. And in the accessories bag, oh, don't roll away, there is a coal load for this. Let me just demonstrate that. So if you want to have a coal load fitted, you can just pop that in the top and then voila, you've got your coal load. You can remove that quite easily again if you want, or you can glue it in place and make it permanent. So that's that one. Let me show you the other coal wagon. I think that's this one. These are pretty much the same as last year. These haven't changed except for the couplings. The couplings on these do have my upgraded design. All right, so this one is the double coal bunker variant. And as you can see, this has the 2 smaller bunkers. And once again, I have coal loads for these, which you can put in place. You just demonstrate that, and they work in the same way, so they just sit on top there. So there you have it, the double bunker coal wagon with the loads. Okay, let's move on and talk about the flatbed. This is quite a nice simple wagon, and because it's so low to the ground, it gives some nice variation to the height of the train, which I like a lot. So there you have it, nice simple flatbed wagon, and because it is so simple, I decided to add a little something to it by providing these barrels. So these barrels, here's a close-up, these were really fun to design because it's an unusual shape with quite a lot of complexity to it, but because they are printed with resin, it's possible to get masses of detail on, as you can see. Now I quite like the way they look in this black, it just kind of seems old-fashioned, but obviously if you want to, you can paint these up, and they do look pretty awesome once painted up. And obviously you're free to position these barrels in any way you like, and I have glued some of them onto this flatbed just as a bit of a demo to give you an idea of what it looks like. So that is that, and you do get 4 barrels with the flatbed, although if you want to get more of them are available. And then finally we have the treasure chest van, which is fictional, like I say. Let me show you this up close. And yeah, I think this is possibly the most interesting of this rolling stock. So the way this came about, I was thinking to myself how great it would be to have a van for Era 1. Now, horse-pulled vans did exist, but there aren't any pictures of them running on Era 1 railways. So I decided to create one. So this one is based on the horse-drawn vans of the era, and that's why it's got this very interesting and pretty old-fashioned body design. Now, if you look around the model, you'll notice there are no doors, which seems pretty strange, but this is actually based on reality. So apparently some of the early railway vans actually didn't have doors on the sides. And it seems bonkers, but apparently they would be loaded and unloaded by crane from above. And I want to say a massive thank you to historian Anthony Dawson for helping me find this information. The guy's never too busy to answer my stupid questions, and I really do appreciate it. So the roofs were actually removable, presumably also by crane, and I've designed the roof to make it look like that. You can see this best in the CADs, so as you can see the roof rests on these little beams, and that explains why there is this gap between the roof and the body. The roofs on these vans are separately fitted, but they're not designed to be removed, they are glued on. So it's not as realistic as the rest, but personally I really like this, and I thought this was important to add some variety to the train. So let me pull these back in, I won't tip the coal wagons. 4 of these wagons, let's put these with the livestock wagons, and let me show you what the full train looks like. So I've mixed up the various wagons from the 2 packs and coupled them up behind Tiger, and finally I've got my wish of seeing that train of varied wagons that you see in the old drawings and plates. Now if you wanted to, you could add in the Hornby wagons and make an even more varied train. They're not as realistic Hornbys, but they would still certainly add to the variety of the train. So I'll get all this running in just a second. First of all, let me show you the free rolling tests for the other wagons. They are mostly pretty consistent, as you can see. The double bunker version didn't get quite as far, and that's because there is going to be some variance between these different wagons. But like I say, they're all hand assembled by me, and I do test each of the wagons to make sure the wheels are free spinning, so you're not going to get a stiff one. But yeah, as you can see, otherwise very consistent results, nice free rolling wagons. So I'm going to do a similar test that I did before, just to kind of really show off the new coupling design. So look at this, shove it into reverse. The couplings really don't care. Now obviously I wouldn't recommend doing this because it's bad for the loco. I'm just doing it here just to show that the couplings do stay coupled. So with that, let's send Tiger off around the railway and let me show you what all of these wagons look like together. Here we go. All right, here we go. The large mixed goods train. And this entire train is available to buy, except for the loco of course, for less than £100, and that price is something I'm really proud of. So there you have it, all working nicely. So pleased with these wagons. I would honestly say that Era 1 rolling stock has become a serious passion of mine, and this has been a massive project. It's taken me about 6 months from start to finish, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the challenge of it. So these models are available now on Etsy, links in the description. Unfortunately, there are not masses of these available because, like I said earlier on, I'm a pretty small operation. It's not possible for me to make tons of these packs. So if you get one, awesome, thank you so much. If you miss out, I do apologise for that. Obviously, I've got 2 packs this time instead of just 1, so I'm hoping they'll stick around for a little bit longer, but ultimately I don't know how long they will last. I do wish I could sort of manufacture these on a larger scale. That would be good. But obviously that would increase the price and complexity of the operation, and I do like to keep things simple. I also quite like the fact that I am personally creating these. Each one of these is assembled by hand so that I kind of know that it's been done to my standards. Now, like I said earlier on as well, bear in mind these are 3D printed, so there may be minor imperfections in the bodywork and such. You might have to straighten the bars slightly of the resin Livestock wagons, and there might be little bits of 3D printer fluff to pull off the models in some places. I know I'm supposed to be promoting these wagons, so it's a bit weird for me to say this stuff, but I'm all about openness and honesty, and I do want to make it clear that these are homemade. They're not from a factory in China or from a professional manufacturer. These are done personally on a very small scale. But I am super proud of them. I love the way these look. And if you do decide to pick up a set or two, thank you so much. Your support goes such a long way to help this channel continue to exist. And also, it's an absolute pleasure for me to be able to bring these models to you, to bring you models that do things that the Hornby models don't, and to hopefully fill a gap for Era 1 enthusiasts. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you in advance if you do decide to pick one of these up. Apologies if you miss out, although, you know, if you act pretty soon, hopefully you should be able to get some of these. So thanks again, enjoy the wagons, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, cheers folks, you take care.